What are your thoughts on John Allen Chau? If you aren't familiar with the name, John Allen Chau was the 26-year-old man from the United States who had attempted the dire task of evangelizing to the North Sentinelese tribe of the Andaman Islands. He fell asleep on November 17th, 2017. Now, who are the Sentinelese, you might ask? The Sentinelese, also known as the Sentinelai or the North Sentinel Islanders, are the indigenous people of North Sentinel Island, which is located in the Bay of Bengal, and they are considered one of the world's last, and remaining uncontacted people groups. Along with the Great Andamanese, the Onge, the Chopin, and the Jarawa, the Sentinelese are one of the five native and reclusive tribes of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Unlike the others, the Sentinelese appear to have consistently refused any interaction at all with the outside world. They have shown themselves hostile to outsiders and have even killed people who approached or even landed on their island. In 1956, the government of India declared North Sentinel Island a tribal reserve and prohibited all travel within 3 miles or 4.8 kilometers of the island. Even photography is strictly prohibited. There is there is uncertainty as to their population, with estimates of less than 500 individuals, with most estimates ranging between 50 and 200 people. It has been recorded that the language of neighboring tribes are mutually unintelligible with the Sentinelese language, as far as we know. John Allen Chau traveled illegally to this island several times by the help of fishermen, some fishermen that he paid. He actually recorded in a journal, which I didn't personally completely read, I only read excerpts about his encounters with the Sentinelese, which were oftentimes met with great hostility. It was on the 17th of November of 2017 that he actually decided to actually walk on the island, risking his own life to come into contact with the islanders personally. He was fatally attacked, and there he fell asleep. So, what are my thoughts? Well, I don't know much about his personal views on things such as the gospel or anything about his personal life or what church he attended or how long he's been a Christian. I've heard that he was a Christian for about 2 years, but I'm not sure about that. But assuming that he was a Christian with a biblical view of the gospel, I would never ever call him a fool for or what he did was foolish. His motives, as far as I've read, according to his own words, was to reach them with the gospel and and to see them be saved, being one of the last and remaining people groups to ever know or ever hear about the gospel. Now, the world will label him as a fool because they don't have a biblical worldview about death. They prefer to keep these people in the dark, to preserve their pagan culture and their corrupt way of life. Frankly, to me, that is just pure vanity, and it means nothing good for their eternal estate. Now, some within the church will actually criticize him for doing this on his own, being solo in the work, and without the help of an organization. I do agree that he should have done this the normal way of doing mission work, but I don't think people fully realize the difficulty in a case like this. It does baffle me that Christians will criticize the method he used, but I just think how else would he have been able to do this? I personally found it worth commending more than not. I mean, just as people commend the attempt of Jim Elliot and the four others that were with him. Some have even pointed out that he could have brought with him potential diseases or could have infected the tribe with pathogens that would have, brought diseases or brought illnesses which they would have no immunity to. From the last time I heard about anything about John Chow is that he tried his best to receive as many vaccines before he attempted this. And I mean, he understood the potential risk. And if you look a little more into him, it actually appears that he took a lot of precautions and planned everything out before he attempted this task. So, what do you think about John Allen Chow? You can comment below on this. I personally think that he was one of the first missionaries or martyrs of the Sentinelese people. I mean, sure, he didn't preach the gospel to them, he wasn't successful in the work, but he obeyed a command. He was convicted by the command of the Lord Jesus in Matthew 28:18 and 20, that we have a commission from heaven to reach all people, to disciple all people, all nations in the world. and to baptize them and to teach them to observe all that Christ has commanded us. The Lord Jesus did say, "Whoever whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for his sake and the gospel's will save it." I do ask that you would pray for the Sentinelese and their salvation, and that somehow God will work out something or some kind of means for them to hear it.